beloved viewers. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the major stories. A meeting of ministers of religious affairs in support of Palestinian people. South Africa wants a UN force to protect civilians in Gaza. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. His Excellency the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamel Mohammed received a high-ranking delegation from the Afar region of Ethiopia. The meeting, which took place at the Prime Minister's office, discussed a number of ties, especially academic ones. The Afar in Samara. The Ethiopian of Afar delegation include many prominent figures. It should be noted that the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamel Mohammed placed a stone, the basic of the academic and science, in 2015. The Prime Minister warmly welcomed this important delegation to Djibouti, which he was delighted to welcome, especially as it had become and came on a mission close to the head of state, His Excellency Ismail Megili, as it's concerned the culture and language shared by the countries of the Horn of Africa region. He expressed Djibouti's availability of working in the development of academic delegation and faithful mission, underlying the department's readiness to support in the successful way. The head of the delegation of the Afar region of Ethiopia, Mr. Ahmed Hussein, and in the nickname of Asa Kabir, thanks the Prime Minister for the welcome and availability. He said that the Prime Minister was taking part in the laying of the first foundation stone in 2015, a ceremony that took place at the time to mark the 40th anniversary of the transcriptions of the Afar language, the first books of which were published in Djibouti thanks to the contribution of the two pioneers and road for the he announced his mandate from the president of the Afar region of Ethiopia, underlying that the Republic of Djibouti will be an important pillar for the effective realization of the Afar academic base in Samara. Djibouti has already played support and invest in the development of this institution with the mission of promoting the Afar language and culture. For his part, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamel Mohammed extended a warm welcome to Djibouti for the delegation, this important delegation, which he is delighted all the more so as they have came on a mission that is close to the head of the state, and because of its concern of the culture and language shared by the countries of the Horn of Africa region, he expressed Djibouti's willingness to work toward the development of the academy. He wished the delegation a fruitful mission, underlying the readiness of the department to support and for the work in a successful way, conclude the Prime Minister. The Minister of Muslims Affairs and Waqf Property, Mr. Momin Hassan Barre, participated in an international video conference meeting organized by the Turkish President for Religious Affairs in solidarity with the Palestinian people. More than 200 Muslims, religious leaders, and senior officials from 92 countries took part in the event to express their support for the people of Gaza who are facing a genocidal strategy perpetuated by the Israeli army. In the final statement read by the President of the Turkish Religious Affairs, it was emphasized that Israel's attack on Gaza, which have no morals and legal basis continue without interruption, resulting in the brutal loss of thousands of innocent lives, including children, women, and the elderly, under the careless for the international community force and faced with these enemies was emphasized that the international organizations such as the United Nations and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation should act quickly as possible to put an end for this aggression of the region without delay to protect the civilian of population in Gaza. And now, in his speech, the Minister of Mumin Hassan Barre expressed his gratitude to the doctors and all the president, the Turkish Religious Affairs for having taken this kind of initiative of organizing this online meeting. He also reaffirmed their unwavering position of the Republic of Djibouti in the face of invasion Israeli military, which result in the death of thousands of civilians, including women and children. He recalled Djibouti's continuous commitment to the state of Palestine in accordance with the policy defined by the head of the state, His Excellency Ismail Mergili, with regard to the Palestinian question in response to the magnitude of done to the situation. The bank accounts were opened in local banks to collect donation for the people of Gaza. The minister expressed the deep concern of the Republic of Djibouti regarding the evolution of the situation in the occupied Palestinian territories, as well as the continued violation of the right of Palestinian people and their holy place, and in particular the African aggressions into Al-Aqsa Mosque. The Republic of Djibouti condemns the continued tragedy affecting civilians population in Gaza. It calls the international community to put an end to the indifference of the horror that is reached. And a statement issued by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation indicate that our country reject the ideas that the international system could fail due to the current inability of the countries to confront this tragedy. He expressed at the same time about Djibouti's hope to the humanity will overcome the goals of homogeneity and support by the harmful strategies alliance. The Republic of Djibouti also expressed through these statements in its support for these the African aims to establish a United Nations force to protect civilians in Gaza and recall the international legitimacy, stressing the need of human life and dignity to prevail over all others and consideration for the support of the Djibouti is also expressed through this statement its support and initiative of Africa, which aims to stabilize the United Nations Forces Project Civilian in Gaza and recovery the international legitimacy and prevail over the other consideration. Now, the UN Security Council held an emergency meeting to discuss the escalation between the Hamas and Israeli and to listen to briefing from United Nations official about the current situation. During the session, the Commissioner General of the United Nations Relief and Work Agency for Palestine Refugees spoke. He told members of the Security Council that the horrific attacks launched by Hamas on Israel in October 7 was shocking despite the continuous bombing by the Israeli forces on Gaza also raised shock. The UN officials indicate that this is the highest number of UN relief workers who are killed in conflict in such a short period of time. The Security Council meeting comes at the request of the two council members the United Arab Emirates and China, in addition to the 15 members of a council, decided to spoke about this horrific attack of Israel. Still in the continuity of the workshop, focus on dialogue with the youth as part of the preparation for African Youth Day, with the choice of a team, a young person, a job, what skills and for what profession. The third workshop focused on the cultural and artistic features. Djibouti is particularly with the presence of the panelists specialized in the field of culture and art, exploring the theme cultural and creativity. Participants were informed about the opportunities offered by the new forms of work on the internet, especially in the artistic and cultural field. The the panelists shared their experience as independent entrepreneurs and highlighted the driving roles that creativity and artistic passions play in the cultural and creativity industries to promote Djiboutian culture. And with our identity as Djiboutians, the event made it possible through the fruitful exchange and enriching discussion which took place between the panelists and the young people to discuss common challenges, deliberate on a possible solution, and identify on, in particular, the possibility and means of boosting morals and stimulate the motivation of young people to take in charge themselves by creating an innovative particularly in the cultural sector. This involves putting a spotlight on the on this place and dynamism of a cultural and creativity industry. The discussion delighted innovation and resources mobilized, underlined by the crucial importance of creativity and entrepreneurship in developing strong business and creating sustainable jobs. Organized under the theme one and youth person and one job for the expressions of this event demonstrate a concrete commitment from the government to Djiboutian youth and to the entire country for the purpose of future. It was yesterday, Monday, October 30, under the patronage of the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibu Mumin Assouri. The Auditorium and National Library and Archive hosted the End of Entrepreneurship Certificate ceremony, the language training by Oxford for the benefit of around 100 young graduates. The event brought together, in addition to the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hiba Mumin Assouri, the Principal Advisor, Mr. Idris Musa, and Director of the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture, Mr. Mohammed Hussein, the Director of Oxford, and the expert language trainers, senior executive from the Ministry of Youth and Culture, several guests, as well as hundreds young trainee of at the end of their training, which lasted 6 months. In his welcome address to the BAN, the director of the INPC presented the reason for this ceremony, specifying the patient the scope of an initiative undertaken by the Ministry of Youth and Culture in collaboration with the Ministry of Labor, Formalization and Protection.
Class every week, no stoppages for 6 months. To work with the grammar you hadn't studied, to work with vocabulary you never learned, to talk about topics you had never thought about, with a teacher whose Somali and French skills were perhaps limited. But here you are, anyway, on your graduation, and I'd like to congratulate and celebrate all of you for being here, having passed so successfully. I'd also like to say that during our courses, already almost 25% of our graduates have already found work, which is fantastic as a result. Some of our other students have found new and exciting opportunities to study abroad, perhaps a new language, perhaps a new topic for their future too.
For her part, in her speech, the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hiba Mumin Asowe, in front of a partner of winners of the 6 months of a training in English skills, described this ceremony as a good illustration of the pluralism of countries already rich in culture and linguistic diversity. The Minister immediately thanked the Director of Oscar for his commitment and the expert trainer who provide all these lessons to young Djiboutian. It is a great pleasure for me to share today this ceremony, said the Minister, to award a certificate at the end of the 6-month training courses for around 100 young girls and boys. I congratulate the winners who have demonstrated their delight, their support this new knowledge with a view to meeting the demands of the job market and which complement their academic skill, conclude the Minister. Yesterday, the People's Palace hosted a dedication ceremony to poetry Miss Mariam Abdul Qadir Musa, a playwright with an exceptional track record in the work of entertainment with her troops and this time present a completely different register with her first collection of poems entitled Bouquet de Femmes, which paint the poetries of a woman in all their phases and aspects relating to her personalities and where any woman can relate, such as the sweet flower, the ambitious woman, the divorced woman, the city, and all kind of woman, the source of inspirations, create her universe through writing and creativity, which she masters and favor patience and talent. In addition, the Secretary of State for Sports, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, the Secretary General of the sports, Ms. Khadija, attended this day. Also, the parliamentary member, and finally, many personalities took part in this day. The florist through her passion for the artistic file and delivers her first collection, poetry, a beautiful collection, simple and sometimes candid anchors in a daily life where love, joys, but also the sorrow and disappointment of a woman coexist. The Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Mr. Mohammed Ali Mohammed, launched the training of healthcare providers on the management protocols for diabetes and the hypertensions on Tuesday, October 24, organized by the Director of Priority Health Program through the National Program for the Fight Against Disease with the technical support of the World Health Organization. This 5 days training is planned with a view to the adequate response from the Djiboutian health system for better care of a patient affected by the risk of hypertension and diabetes. Thus, more than 30 service provided made up of doctors, nurses, and program manager will be trained by national experts and those from the World Health Organization. This is a stage of a pilot project which will be carried out in their 3 days healthcare establishment and which aims to strengthen the management of the disease in primary health care by providing advice on prevention and control of this kind of disease through the identification and integrate management of a risk factor to the hypertension and diabetes. In his speech, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health stressed that prevention and management of the chronic disease are a priority and a major challenge for the Department of Health Care due to the regular increase in prevalence. The Secretary General of the Ministry of Health emphasized the importance of harmonizing patient care in order to better prevent diabetes and hypertension, high blood pressure through the Hertz approach, and these lifestyle cures, protocols, access of medicines, and the cardiovascular risk management care team work and monitors the standards and complete set of interventions at the primary health care level. The closing of the Jeep Exposition Forum was held yesterday, organized by the National Social Security Fund in its acronym, the CNSS, in partnership with the African Resources Center. And this renewed 2 days forum brought together an eminent panels of experts, both local and international, in the vital sectors of pharmaceutical supply chain. This forum, centered around a plenary session, will serve as a think tank for the discuss issues and perspective related to the health product supply chain while exploring innovative solutions. The next 2 days will be dedicated to the training sessions led by the world-renowned experts as well as national experts. In addition, this session will cover an essential topics such as maturity, models, assignment and planning, and last miles distribution. These valuable training courses are a unique opportunity for local staff to hone their skills and acquire world-class knowledge. As part of the National Cybersecurity Week, the National Agency for Computer Security and Cybersecurity orchestrated and organized an awareness workshop aimed at enlightening parents, primary schools, and college students on the potential risks that internet use represent for challenges and for the youth and adolescents. This initiative was carried out in collaboration with the representative of sectorial ministries and institutions. The objective of this awareness session was twofold. First of all, they aim to provide clear and resourcing information on the issues surrounding the online worlds, and while highlighting concrete measures and tools to transform cyberspace into a safe place for young people. It is essential that children can enjoy the benefit of the internet while being aware of challenges and risks they may encounter online. It is crucial to understand that the dangers of the internet are not simply related to the population, but also to the magnitude of potential consequence of irresponsibility behavior in the online. This is why raising awareness among children, adolescents, and their parents is essential to help them navigate safely in these changing digital worlds. A closing ceremony for training entitled Both Crew Members Qualification. This training course is organized in partnership with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Office was held on Saturday, October 28 at the Directorate General of the Coast Guard. Beside Colonel Wais Omar Bukure, the commander of the Coast Guard of Djibouti, the ceremony brought together Colonel Ahmed Jama Tahir, commander of the French Navy, and the commander of the French Navy and Naval Base, Ms. Hodan Suleiman. the official of Djibouti as well as the official of Djiboutian Coast Guard. The training lasted for weeks and combined theoretical and practical sessions. Participants learn and practice various aspects of navigation safety and rescued and were assessed for their skills. This training ended with a certificate award ceremony in the presence of official figures. Participants receive a crew members qualification certificate, which attests to their ability to protect and perform essential functions on a boat vessel. The Djiboutian Coast Guard welcome the success of these training courses that contribute to this realization. After a heavy rains in Tajura region, the impact of torrential rains of the night of October 25 in Tajura caused a flooding. Following this event, the Djiboutian Road Agency of Tajura, in close collaboration with the prefecture, carried out a large-scale operation to clear the sludge from the dry and level the main arteries of the White City in Tajura. Thanks to their remarkable effort, the protecting homes were rescued, thus providing a queue and this great security to the residents. For the international scene, South Africa on Monday called on the United Nations to send a rapid protection for the force to Gaza that protect civilians from further Israeli bombardment. The numbers and this killed, especially the number of children killed, require that the world to show that it is serious about global internationally. The foreign ministry said in a statement, this as Israel continues to pound the Palestinian enclave with the fierce air and artillery sky as troops backed by the tanks expounded in its ground. The 7 October cross-border attack from Gaza Strip, in which some 1,400 civilians and soldiers died in Gaza, but in the enclave Hamas ran health ministry says over 8,000 people, many of them women and children, have been killed in Gaza since then. The UN Humanitarian Office said rescuers were struggling to reach people. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.